Hey guys, it's me again, Fly with Me FPV, and what I have here is a 5-inch Stretch X frame that I've been using for a few weeks now, and I just want to share you my feedback on this frame. This frame is called Quadrohazard Xenomorph 5-inch, and it's designed by a local pilot here that I fly with. His name is Dan Broussard. He's also an aerospace engineer. Now, the frame itself, as I mentioned, is 220 from motor to motor Stretch X. It's 3K carbon, and the arms are 6 millimeters thick. And I don't know if you can see that, but the design itself is the arms are sandwiched by two plates, which are 3 millimeters each. So it is pretty solid. And I say that because I did crash this quite a few times, solid crashes on concrete, on bridge pillars, the bridge beam, which basically destroyed two motors, camera, the whole stack, and the battery. But amazingly, the frame is still intact. I got a few scratches on the corners, but it didn't snap or break or whatever. This is the same original arms that I used since I got this frame. So that being said, this frame is, I would say, pretty solid. Now this build, because I rebuilt it, is based on a Mamba stack. This I think this is the F405. It's basically a ESC 4-in-1 BLHES and the board included in the package. I also am using my motors here. These are the DYS SunFun Fly With Me FPV Team SN motors, 2207, 2450, and Azure Power, Johnny FPV Juicy props. The tune is, this is running Betaflight 4.0.4, and out of stock config, it flies decent. The reason why I'm paying attention to the tune of this one is because if you notice that this GoPro mount is quite high, and once you put a GoPro here, 70 plus grams, it will become top heavy even with the battery at the bottom. So I wanted to make sure that it doesn't really generate more momentum when doing flips or rolls or my general flying style. So amazingly, without changing any of the PIDs, it flew great. I'm not complaining. I know I can still tune it a bit, so which I did. And I think I got to a point where I'm happy with the tune. I'm not saying that's the final tune, but even with a GoPro up here, you can see on the flight footage, the later part of the video, it flies really great. When you buy this, you don't get the this GoPro mount. This is separate. What you get is this canopy. This canopy is basically held into the whole carbon assembly here at the bottom by these screws. So I don't know if you could see that, but Dan decided we're in enough material there so that the screw can bite into it without breaking. Now, if you're gonna get this frame, I would suggest that if you tighten that screws, don't tighten it too much because you might break this base. And yeah, it's you don't really have to tighten it. It only holds the, you don't have to tighten it too much where you're gonna break the this part of the canopy here. It only holds the camera, so it's pretty solid, and depends on your configuration. I've seen other pilots put a crossfire receiver here underneath this canopy, and then the antenna goes this way. I didn't go that route. Actually, my receiver is between those sandwich plates there. This is not running crossfire. This is still on 2.4 gigahertz. Now, if you notice, there's also a lot of real estate here. I'm running a 3-board stack, although the third stack is just basically a plate where I put my VTX. So you could do a lot here if you want. Just make sure that if you're gonna install something underneath the canopy, you give it some the wire that will connect to the board or to the AC or whatever it connects to. I'll give it a bit of a, you know, length, because when you remove this, and if that's short, it's really hard to, you know, take this out, and if it's zip tied onto the canopy, it's just cumbersome. So how I did it is everything is on the, as much as possible, it's on the stack here, so that when I have to repair, I just take this off, unplug the camera, and it's, you know, well, except when you have to remove the UFL too. Now, the design might be a bit, it's simple, it's not, you know, traditional compared to the other frames that, you know, so you see in the market. It's just basically this whole assembly at the bottom with a TPU, you know, sorry, a 3D printed canopy. And that canopy protects the stack, and there's a hole and mounting holes there for if you wanted to do an SMA based pigtail. I didn't go that route because, you know, I could do it this way. And I think the minimum tilt on the hole here is 45 degrees. So, I mean, that's fine with me. I fly, you know, high tilt, a higher tilt when using this for freestyle. Guys and gals, there's really not much to you know, to talk about this frame other than, you know, it's really solid in my opinion. It's very versatile. You could use this for racing. I know some local pilots that use, including Dan. He uses his own frame, of course, for racing. It's a bit on the heavy side, but you know, there's a give and take there. It's heavy because it's really solid. You know, you got 3mm sandwich plates there plus 6mm arms. Of course, that's gonna, you know, generate a bit of weight plus this canopy. But again, you know, it's heavy, but it's solid. So I think it's something that can also be used in racing. I haven't raced this frame. I'm happy with how, you know, my freestyle tune worked. So I'd probably be freestyling this more, but you know, I'll try to use this in a track next time we have a local race here. So again, guys, I'm gonna put the link again on the description, product links of all the components that I've used there on this build. Again, this is the Xenomorph from Quadrohazard, designed by Dan Brazard. Thank you, and you know, see you in the next video.